Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for tuning back in. Welcome to a new weekly reading. We are doing a 3x2 today with my own deck, the Silhouettes deck. Let's go ahead and start with you, Aries. Let's see what is in store for you. Let's see what this 3x2 is telling us. Okay, Aries, here is your 3x2. We have the very beautiful star in here. The star is a card of wish fulfillment and healing and all good things coming. We have the clouds. It's a little bit of complications and maybe some confusion, but it's not a huge deal normally, and it points to maybe taking a step back and thinking about things. That's what I feel when I see it with the tree. So the star and tree is very beautiful for wish fulfillment, for growth, and for things happening in a positive direction for you. And I have to say, Aries, these are also really good cards for healing, for feeling good, and they could give you the advice to take a step back and sort of relax and enjoy the process as well. The letter and clouds can bring up some complications. It can mean some news that causes you to think things through. And that would definitely be a key takeaway of your 3x2, Aries, because when we look at the clouds and tree together, this is definitely a message to take a step back and think things through. So if you get the news or you have some feedback or you're following up on something here, it's definitely a good idea, Aries, to slow down, to process it, or to think about it. It's also possible that you're the one who is sending out the message. You're the one who's initiating the communication, or maybe you need to follow up on something. And if that's the case, same idea applies. You want to make up your mind and think about how you're going to approach this, what you're going to say, what you're going to communicate. So the star and tree is very supportive here in telling you to slow down and encouraging you to really find that center before you respond or you reach out. The star with the garden and clouds is sort of similar. We have the garden here, which is a card of a place and community and environments. And the star is lovely, and it points to a very lovely environment, a very beautiful and peaceful place. And the clouds here can bring up some complications. So obviously the clouds, is a little bit challenging, but it's not nearly as strong as the powerfully positive star. So there could be some issues that come up in this space, but obviously it's nothing that's going to rock the boat or cause a big change or cause anything major. And also the message of this row is, again, taking a step back and thinking things through. So we're definitely seeing a message of slowing down and taking things inside, let's say, Aries, to think about them, to process them. The letter and the mountain and tree is another suggestion to slow down, especially since we have the mountain. In fact, the mountain can create blockages, and so it could be a messages to postpone or to wait altogether. And the tree is that relaxing card that points to this unfolding, this slower unfolding. So again, this idea of reaching out or responding or following up on something, it's a good idea to take it slow and to process it and plan it well. Another thing about the mountain is that it can represent distance. It can represent a place that's abroad or away from you. And so this communication or what you're following up on here could be in connection to that place. We see this also with the garden and mountain, the garden being a card of location and environments. With the mountain, it can suggest that this place is farther away from you. It could also be a place online. Now, the star and letter is a beautiful combination because it points to some very good news. So it's very likely that this communication or this thing that you're following up on, Aries, is very supportive and it's aligned with your goals. And we see this with the star and tree as well. So again, it's looking very, very beautiful, very beneficial. Very much aligned with the things that you want. But there is this idea of slowing down before you act on it, before you follow up on it, and also to give it time to unfold. And during that time, maybe kick back a little bit, think things through, and plan things well. So very nice cards. The star with the mountain and clouds is similar to what we saw, the need to, think things through, put things on hold a little bit. And the letter with the tree and garden is very positive. It points to some kind of blooming situation, if you like. It's also a very peaceful energy. So you could be involved in this location. You could be growing in it. You could be discovering it, maybe like establishing yourself in it. And the letter certainly leads to something that blooms and some very good news here. So some lovely cards, Aries. This news, this process, this following up that you're doing here, it's all working out well. Just take a step back a little bit, slow things down. There's no need to rush, and process things before you respond so that, you know, it's all aligned. And also, if this involves going places, meeting up with others, it's a good idea that you do so. And what's also a good idea is that you take a step back for yourself as well. So these are actually, well, these two specifically are really nice cards for spending time on your own. And with the Garden, there's an element of peacefulness and well-being. So create that space for yourself and use it, you know, before you respond. Now, in terms of context, the cards are really flexible. We're not seeing relationships as such, work, money, family, business, you know, all of these contexts are possible depending on your specific situation. So you let me know, Aries, in what context you feel these cards are playing out for you. I certainly hope this good news is coming and that you're feeling good overall and that you're taking the time that you need. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Taurus, here is your 3x2. This is looking quite lovely. It's mostly neutral, but because of the man and woman showing up together in like an easy kind of context, it's looking good for a relationship. And so that would be the thing that stands out, right? We have the man and woman in the middle, the letter, which is a card of contact and communication, and the house, which is a card of places and usually more intimate kind of settings. So the house and road can mean leaving home. It can be radical like that. It could be a big move. Of course, that's a bit much for a shorter weekly reading. But it's a very good message for getting out of the house, for going out and going places. And it's a good idea to explore opportunity, see what's out there. The child and letter is clearly a news of a new beginning. So news of a new beginning. There's like an opportunity to open up into something here. And it could be a new connection, a new relationship, which we see through the man and woman. Now, the man and woman by themselves don't suggest something new or a new connection. But with the child, we could be looking at a new relationship here, or maybe a new chapter within a relationship or a new opportunity. So the house and letter on either side of the man points to being in contact with this person. It could also be a meeting, an invitation, or some kind of collaboration that we're seeing here with this person. So definitely focus on this, Taurus, and make time for this person and each other. And the child and road on either side of the woman points to a new relationship. So this is a clear message here where we have a new journey, a new venture, a new path that is opening up. And also, Taurus, whoever the man and woman are, it's totally flexible. It depends on the people in your life, who they represent. They could represent any two people. But the idea is clear that you're meeting with someone, you're getting to know someone, you're moving into some kind of venture or a new path with this person. The house and child is a new home, a new space, a new group maybe that you're moving into, and the man and woman clearly a relationship, and the letter and road is great for options and opportunities and pursuing what this connection is bringing here. You could also be agreeing on things, so maybe there's a more formal aspect to the letter where you're exploring this collaboration or you're getting into the details of this connection. So a very lovely set of cards. It's mostly neutral, but there's like this opportunity element and this new beginning here that has this fresh energy, if you like. The house with the letter and with the woman and letter is very similar to the top row. It's just the same person element here. And the child, man and road is, again, very similar to the bottom row. It's just another person element. So the diagonals are similar, almost identical to the rows, and just confirming what we see. So again, Taurus, lovely for a relationship. Make time for this person, meet them, get to know them, explore, talk, communicate. It's a good idea. And in terms of context, I mean, it's quite flexible. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a new colleague. It could be someone else in your life that you're looking to work with. Maybe someone like an accountant, agent, those sorts of people. And it could be really a family as well. Really, it's flexible. You let me know, Taurus, what this relationship is about, who this person is, and and be open to this. See where it goes. Meet with them and get together. So very best of luck with this, Taurus. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Gemini, here is your 3x2. This is a lovely set of cards. It's looking happy and bubbly. We have the flowers and stork. The flowers especially is a bright card. It's a happy card. And the child is about new beginnings, which is lovely as well. The stork brings that element of action. We do have the clouds. It's a little bit complicated or some confusion, but because it's on the left-hand side of the 3x2, you're going to easily overcome it. Now, the lily and fish, these are pointing to your career, most probably, or your work, or your business, or some other aspects of your life that are practical or associated with money. So this could be great for an opportunity. And it's also a good set of cards or pair for the long-term view on your finances. In fact, the lily can bring up things like pension, your long-term security, and the long-term strategy for your life. So it could be a week where you focus on this a little bit, Gemini. And in terms of money and business, it's also a longer view on your work, whatever that looks like. Now, the child with the clouds, or clouds and child, brings up a new beginning, a fresh start. Like I said, the clouds can have an element of confusion, so maybe you are working out the details or thinking through this. And I think also, because of the stork and because of the order of these cards, it's a good idea, Gemini, that you reach a point where you're done thinking and just taking steps forward. I think you're going to be able to take a step forward within the week. So think things through as much as you need and then take a step. Now, the lily with the flowers and child is very beautiful. These are cards of creativity. The flowers and child are very good with that expression. And the lily, again, brings up either your career or your life path or your ambitions. And so it's a very good week for moving into your creativity, for taking steps towards making your projects happen. And I have to say also, Gemini, these are really nice cards for well-being and feeling good. They're great cards for health. If you had been struggling or you were concerned, I think you're going to find a new path forward. And I really think you're going to have that renewed energy. So very beautiful cards. The clouds with the stork and fish is also lovely. Yes, the clouds is a little bit challenging, but the stork is lovely to break out of whatever confusion or whatever thoughts could have been keeping you stuck, because the stork is a card of action and activity, and it helps you move forward and get unstuck in any context. And the fish being the card of money, this could be great for a source of income or for taking action with your finances or your work or your business or whatever practical area of your life you're focusing on. So you're going to get past the thinking stage. The lily and clouds is sort of similar. You could have been thinking about this and maybe being a little bit stuck with it, but it's also a good combination for having a vision for the longer term, like planning the longer term and planning your career and your direction, or, the next phase of your life. If that's too long of a time horizon for you, whatever is beyond, I would say definitely the week, but potentially the month as well. Tune into your monthly reading as well. The flowers in stork is lovely for very positive activity. It's also a really good combination for celebrating and having fun. So do spend a bit of time having fun, Gemini. And like I said, these are great cards for creativity. So a very good time for at least experimenting. And the child and fish is lovely for a new source of income. This could be quite promising, Gemini. Hopefully it is. But it's also a good, a positive new chapter in whatever area of your life you feel is affected by the fish. Normally, work, money, business, practical areas. Now, the fish can be a card. Of course, all cards can be interpreted in terms of relationships, but I'm not seeing relationships in this spread at all for us to stretch the fish into this direction and stretching the other card. So I don't have a reason to do that. But even if this is about a relationship, Gemini, this can point to a fresh start with someone, a new connection, and it's certainly a lovely one. And I would say also there's a fair share of attraction here. So a very beautiful 3x2 Gemini. There's lots of fun, lots of expression. I encourage you to explore, expand, and take those steps forward. And in terms of money, you certainly want to embrace, that prosperity. Let's look at these diagonals before we close. We've got the Lily, Stork, and Child. This is very lovely as well. And again, it points to a new beginning, a new chapter, probably a new phase in your life. And I have to say, Gemini, that the Stork and Child is classically the combination for pregnancy. So if there's something you're looking to do to maybe grow your family or have a child, then this week could be potentially a turning point for that. And the clouds, flowers, and fish is also beautiful for your creativity. And I think you could maybe use your creativity as a source of income, or maybe in a work or practical context, you're able to be creative and find very positive solutions. So really, lovely cards focused on your creativity and your sense of prosperity in addition to this exciting new beginning. I certainly hope you embrace this optimism here. Remember to have some fun, Gemini. Let me know how it plays out. Very best of luck with the week, as always. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Cancer, here is your 3x2. We have the snake, which is always a bit challenging. It's a key card for deception, but we're seeing changes and we're seeing maybe a big move. And it could be a lot for a week, but that's what the cards are about. We have the road and ship, and these are cards of travel and movement. And then we have the snake, which also has to do with turning away. And the bear makes everything big because it's a card of strength and power. So you could be in for a big change. And we have the woman, which represents a person in your life. So these changes can affect a relationship, or somehow this person is involved here. Now, the snake and ship is definitely about turning away. This is a change of direction. It might not be a very sharp or aggressive change of direction, but you're winding away, you're moving away. And also, Cancer, you could be up to something, taking care of something or doing something or heading in a different direction or in some direction. And the snake would encourage you to be discreet about this. So maybe you're exploring something that you're keeping to yourself for now. The clouds and bear can bring up challenges, potentially bigger ones, but I'm not so inclined, Cancer. Instead, I think that you're on top of the challenges or the issues. And you need to take some bold, big steps here to move ahead with the things that you want to move ahead with, and or to overcome whatever challenges could be represented by the clouds. Now, I have to remind you that the clouds is not a huge deal. It does bring up complications, and the idea with the bear is to overcome them. And what's also good with the bear is that it's an empowering card. It's a card of strength and power, so you've got everything it takes to deal with the issues and move past them. And also, it is a time, Cancer, to stop hesitating and wobbling. So if you'd been on the fence, you weren't sure how to go about things, I think now it's better to take some steps instead of staying stuck in any thinking, any planning, or whatever issues could be brought up by the clouds. Now, the snake with the road and bear, very clear message here. The snake and road is a winding path. It's usually the indirect path. And the bear gives you that courage to move forward and to explore that path. Maybe you're not sure what is in store for you, but you've got the courage to move ahead. And also, Cancer, if you had been going through a tough time or there had been some issues here, I think you need to walk away from them and to have faith in yourself and trust yourself to put yourself first, really, I would say. Now, the clouds with the woman and ship points to some issues here with the person, but with the ship, we see there's progress, there's forward movement. I'm not so sure if this is a separation from someone, as much as it may be how you manage this person or how you deal with them. And also, if there were issues or complications with this person, I think you'll find a way through. It's either that you resolve it or that you overcome it, you move past it, and you're not going to dwell on it. So that's going to depend on your specific circumstance, Cancer. Now, the snake and clouds is the more challenging combination in your 3x2. There could be some deception, possibly some bad intentions. You could be doubting this person. The road and woman points to changes or pursuing the relationship. But I would say, Cancer, if you're going to continue and move ahead with this person, I think you need to maintain a high level of caution, or at least a good degree of awareness. And the Bear and Ship is a big move. It could be a big trip, a big change, or a big project that you're pursuing, because the bear makes everything strong and important. So there is this person who's involved with these changes. It's either she's part of this project or situation that you're pursuing, or this is the person you are moving away from in order to pursue your goals or to go after your objectives here. So again, it depends on your specific circumstances, Cancer. Now, the woman between the snake and bear, she could be someone quite powerful. She could be someone in authority. The bear is often a card of managers, parents, people who are, who have that influence. But the snake definitely calls for caution, Cancer, and it may be someone you cannot trust easily. So you've got to really be careful of, how you manage the relationship. And the clouds with the road and ship is about going after these objectives, taking that trip. It can be a bit bumpy. Maybe you weren't sure how to pursue it. There can be some challenges here as you move forward. But it's very clear, Cancer, that this is behind you and you're going to move forward. So overall, this could be quite a big step this week, Cancer. You could be taking some major steps forward, maybe also some big decisions. You could be moving away from someone, and this is what calls for that strength and courage, or it's about how you manage this relationship as you pursue your goals, or in order to pursue your goals. There is potentially an element of transformation, and because the snake is sometimes an element of shedding skin. And with the bear and ship and road, these are big changes, big pursuits. So maybe you're morphing or you're making some changes. And also you could be traveling or going places. Just remember, Cancer, whatever you do, just stay alert, maintain, I would say, an even relationship with others and this person, and be selective about what you share with others. Now, in terms of context, the cards are flexible, like a lot of the times. It could be a personal relationship, a work relationship, a colleague, or something else, someone else. It would be the same dynamic that applies here. So let me know what you make of this, Cancer. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Leo, here is your 3x2. It's an interesting set of cards. It's a bit of a mix here. We have a person card, the woman. We have the fish, which is often the card of money and business. And we have some interesting, more or less neutral cards here with the cross, tower, and bear. Now, the cross and bear can point to an important event or an important phase that is ahead. The bear is a card of strength and power, and the cross has a way of making things also deep. It is often a card of destiny, and it can sometimes point to burdens and challenges. So with the bear, you might be up for more responsibilities, Leo. You have to shoulder some burdens. You have to take on a challenge or take on a step that is ahead. At the same time, these are great cards for empowerment, for growing, for stepping up to something. In terms of work, it could be a promotion or, like we said, some increased responsibilities. And the same idea can apply in different contexts as well, not just work. Now, the tower and fish is often a combination that focuses on money because the fish is the main card of money. And the tower is often about the long term and sometimes the past as well. And it is also a card of official things like government, legal stuff, admin stuff, and things like that. So when we see the tower with the fish, you could be following up on a process or a procedure that involves your money. It could be a reference to your bank, for example. And it could also be something like long-term investments things, including pension and retirement and things like that. And sometimes also inheritances can be at play here with the Tower and Fish. So it really depends. You have a number of options here. And also, these are great cards for focusing on the long term and also for focusing on your work and your security in general. So this is a good message for that kind of area especially. Now, the cross with the Coffin and Fish is another element with the cross, another element of having to take on some burdens or some challenges. With the Coffin, it's really the idea of having to be patient. And because of the Fish at the end of the line, maybe you're waiting for your funds to come through. You had been waiting for something like that to work out. Or maybe you're waiting on a job or a project or some kind of involvement that has a practical aspect or a financial aspect. So here, Leo, you have to bide your time. You have to be patient. And because of the Fish and Bear, I think it's gonna come through. Now, the Tower with the Woman and Bear, this probably represents someone who is in a position of authority or who has a say or an influence on your situation, Leo. And it's probably a good idea to consult with this person. Even if it takes some time or you have to wait, it's a good idea to get together with them. She's likely to be someone supportive, and she could be part of your improvements here, and she could encourage you to step up, to grow, and to take on the challenge or to embrace this opportunity here. So I think that this is a supportive person. Now, the Coffin and Woman can suggest that she's absent or it takes a bit of time for her to come through. And that could be part of the reason why you need to be patient as well, Leo, but that's fine. The Cross and Tower is potentially a spiritual combination. Both of them have an element of guidance, and there is an element of mystery as well. And so it can be part of that, trusting the process for things to come through. And also, Leo, you have to follow the steps. You have to follow the process. It might not be your favorite thing to do, but keep working through this. And the Fish and Bear is great for money. This is very much a combination of prosperity, and you're very likely to be in for growth in your income or security or new opportunity or maybe a feeling of prosperity in general. So this could be quite a lovely pair. So it's looking really good, especially because of the Fish and Bear on the right-hand side of your 3x2, Leo. Just working through the process a little bit, waiting on this person and working through the whole thing with her or whoever she is exactly in your situation. But seeing the Fish and Bear on the right-hand side is a very reassuring message. So that should be a nice outcome at the end of the day. The Cross with the Woman and Fish is sort of similar, points to the need to collaborate with this person, or maybe some of this is dependent on her. And the Tower with the Coffin and Bear is that time that you have to wait and you have to be patient for things to come through. It's also possible with the Coffin and Bear and the Tower and Coffin, Leo, that some chapter comes to a close. It's not my feeling that this is the main thing that's happening, but it can be maybe for some of you where you're looking to wrap up a chapter and move on to the next level. Now, the context seems to be focused on your work, your money, the more practical side of things, but it can also be about a more personal relationship, Leo, because of the woman. And so in this case, there could have been a time apart, but I think there's an opportunity here to get together. Now, I don't think this is the warmest of cards for a love relationship, for example, but you could bring the relationship up to at least a neutral level. So let me know what you make of these ideas, Leo. I hope you're getting a promotion or an improvement or some kind of good sign here for your prosperity or your life in general. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Virgo, here is your 3x2. And clearly, there's a focus on a person, on a relationship with this man in the cards, whoever he represents exactly for you. It could be anyone. We have a couple of tricky cards with the clouds and snake. And because of the tree, which is a generally slower energy, and the book, which is a card of mystery, it sounds like things don't really move in a clear direction this week. Instead, you have to be sort of patient and also maybe do your part to be a bit mysterious. That's possible. Now, the flowers in book is actually quite lovely. It's a combination that I often take to suggest creativity. If you read, write, research, or do anything around these areas, it's a very good combination for that. And by extension, it's a good card for combination for creativity. The flowers in book can also point to some good news. Although I have to say, Virgo, that because the book is on the right hand side, yes, on the other side of the flowers, it can suggest that things are not fully revealed or you're waiting on them. It's possible also that you're privy to a secret that you want to keep to yourself for now, especially since we have the snake in the cards as well, because the snake is a card of secrets as well. Now, the clouds and tree is a good combination for taking a step back and thinking about things. And this works out really well with the flowers and book. So there's sort of a similar, it's quite parallel here, the combination. The clouds is a card of thoughts and thinking, and the tree is a card of being stable and solid and just taking a step back as well for perspective. So the corner cards here are telling us that you want to sleep on something, you want to wait on it before you take any action. And I think you're going to dedicate the week for this. Now, the flowers with the snake and tree, quite an interesting triplet here. The snake and tree is often a combination of wisdom, and it is another suggestion for being calm and taking it easy. And the flowers and snake, I normally interpret as someone who's false to your face, someone who's pretending to be nice, but they don't really mean it, you know, those sorts of people. So we could be dealing with someone like that, Leo. At the same time, with the snake and tree, I feel it's a more positive message. It's really about taking it easy and maybe even playing a little bit hard to get. So taking your space for yourself as well. And it's a good opportunity to think things through, to work on your thoughts, on your plan, and on your creativity before you take it out there. Now, the clouds and book on either side of the man is very likely someone who's not being communicative, someone who is a bit of a mystery, or maybe who's having issues and they're not really talking about it. So it could be someone who's feeling stuck like that. And it's very likely because of these cards that it's something about them. Now, it could be something between the two of you, if you see what I mean. Maybe, you know, you're trying to get closer to this person or to be in touch with them, or you need to follow up with them about anything, but they're not responsive. So it seems that this week they're going to be out of sight, and I'm not so sure you can do much about this, Virgo, and maybe you shouldn't. Certainly the cards encourage you not to. So just let it go and you take time out for yourself. The flowers and clouds is great for creativity as well. But I think in this context, it's more about, you know, being excited about the prospects here, but also not sure about where this person stands. So obviously there's silence and, you know, their lack of responsiveness, or they're not easy to get through, could be part of the issues here. And it could be something you're thinking about. The snake and man can be a more difficult combination because the snake tends to be malicious. It's not a great card for a relationship, and it often is a card of deception. So it sounds like this person could be, you know, a little bit, at least they're self-interested, selfish, and not communicative. And also, Virgo, it's not a bad idea to let this person come through on their own time so that you get a sense of where they're coming from, so that you have a better idea of how well-meaning they are or not. And the tree and book is great for knowledge and wisdom. It's great for learning and growth and studying and all of that, for researching, planning. So you could be doing that this week as well. In fact, it's probably encouraged. And in terms of the relationship here, it's another suggestion that for the time being, there probably isn't much of a revelation or a complete communication here. And so you sort of have to wait on things like we saw a few times. There is a possibility that you're privy to something, Virgo, but again, you want to sit on it. You don't want to do anything about it just yet. The flowers with the man and tree is lovely, though. This could be really good potential for the relationship, whereas the cloud, snake, and book is more challenging here. It definitely points to a secret and silence and discretion, and also the idea that this person is not coming through and you're not sure how well-meaning they are, what their intentions are. So overall, this week, Virgo, it's a little bit of a mystery with this person, and I don't think you can do much about it, except take it easy and let it go and let it unfold on its own time. And the advantage of that is really to maybe test the person, to see where they're coming from, how well-meaning they are. On the flip side, I can also suggest that you don't be quick to share much with this person, that you take your time with it. So that too could be the message. Otherwise, we're not seeing very challenging cards. We're not seeing, anything like that. On the contrary, there are good prospects here. They're maybe a bit slower to come through. So take this time out for yourself, Virgo, and let this person come around. In terms of context, the cards are flexible. We don't know if this is work, money, family, friends, lovers. It could be anyone really, but the dynamic is the same. So you let me know, Virgo, in what context this figured for you. As always, I look forward to your feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Libra, here is your 3x2 and it's looking really exciting. We have some lovely cards, especially the Key and Clover, which are very bright and lucky cards. The Heart is lovely in this context as well. And the Rider is also quite exciting. It's a card of progress and movement. And we have the Man in the cards. Along with the Heart, this could be a more loving relationship, a friend or someone close, or maybe even a love relationship. And so the reading overall is clearly bringing into focus a person, and it's looking really bright with them. So the Man in Clover is lovely for this relationship. This could be someone who is helpful, who is supportive. There could be a chance encounter or chance meeting with this person, or something lucky that materializes with them. And the Key and Heart is lovely also for a connection. This is really about opening up feelings and unlocking a heart in a literal sense, literal metaphorical sense. And the Key is just lovely. And so there's some really good things happening and some really good feelings here. So a lovely connection right from the get-go. The Man with the Bird and Heart is also lovely mainly because of the other cards. The Bird and Heart can bring up some anxiety, some excitement, and the Bird is also a card of communication and conversations. So there could be a really good connection and a conversation with this person, and it could maybe make your heart beat a little bit or excite you in some way or other. The Key with the Rider and Clover is another very lovely message here. Like we said, the Key and Clover are the two main positive cards of the reading. And the Rider is a card of news. It's a messenger. It's a card of progress. And certainly with the Key and Clover, there are some very exciting steps. So you're definitely on the right track. If you are waiting for news or contact from this person, you're likely to get it. Or if you're waiting for an opportunity to be in touch with them or to meet with them, this too materializes. In all cases, the Key opens doors and the Clover further supports this, and the Rider really encourages you to move ahead with this. So really nice cards, nice progress, positive feedback, a good connection here. The Man and Key is also lovely. It points to someone who brings answers, someone who is supportive, and definitely a good connection, again, being confirmed. The Bird and Rider is very much focused on contact, communication, collaboration, or even getting together. It is the news, the feedback, and this contact that opens these doors and that brings this very positive energy that we're seeing in your cards, Libra. So really nice cards. And the Heart and Clover is obviously a very nice message here, the Clover being very lucky and the Heart being a card of love and feelings. So any way you look at these cards, Libra, they point to some very good vibes, really good messages, really positive outcomes, really nice progress with this person. So be open to being in touch with them, welcome their feedback, welcome their contact. And also, if you're the one who needs to reach out, Libra, then this could also be a clue for you or a sign for you to go ahead and reach out, because it looks like it's going to be well received and it's great for moving ahead and moving forward. The man with the rider and heart is another very beautiful message. This could be about love, at least for some of you Libras out there. In terms of love, the rider is often that knight in shining armor type of character. And when we see it with the man and heart, it could very much represent that. Regardless of who the man is specifically, really the man and yourself, or the relationship cards can be about anyone, any people in your life. But the rider and heart definitely brings a really good vibe with this person, some good news and some really exciting progress here. The key with the bird and clover is another lovely message with a very good communication, very positive feedback, a really good conversation, and this idea that there's opportunity and doors are being opened with this person. So it's definitely a good week to be in touch with this person, Libra, and to make time for them, to give and take, and to communicate and get together depending on what you're doing exactly, because the outcomes are going to be really positive. So a really lovely set of cards. Now, in terms of context, my feeling, Libra, is that this is a bit more personal. We have loving energies here. There is a sense of positive feelings. So it's more likely to be a personal relationship, a friendship, a love, or even family. And this lovely connection here is emphasized. But the support and the opportunity can also apply in other contexts in your life. These are great cards for getting the good news that you're waiting for, maybe at work or in another context. You could be perhaps collaborating with someone or negotiating on something. So in any context, work or otherwise, personal relationships or otherwise, this is a supportive relationship that brings answers and great, lovely steps forward. So I hope this materializes for you, Libra. I hope you're going to have this person in your life and be able to move forward in the ways that you want. Let me know how it plays out. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and your feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Scorpio, here is your 3x2, and we've got some really lovely cards in here, especially the sun and the clover. These are very bright cards. The sun is very powerfully positive and it shines its light all throughout. And the clover is a lucky card. The heart is also lovely. It points to feelings, although it can be negatively influenced by cards nearby. In this context, it's definitely about happiness. We also see the woman in the cards, which brings in a relationship, and the house being a card of home and family. Relationships can also be suggested. So the sun and woman is a very beautiful message here about a relationship, some really positive vibes, a really wonderful connection. The stork and house is the classic combination for a house move, Scorpio. So perhaps you are making changes or moving outright, but it's a great time to be active, to make changes. And with this relationship element here, maybe you're doing things with people, you're inviting, or you're going to other people's places, or doing other sorts of activities that involve this really nice connection. The house can also represent other spaces in your life, not just your intimate home or personal space. It could be a card of work, for example, in terms of your team on the job, or maybe it's a group that you're part of, a hobby space, and things like that. So definitely some lovely activity and potentially some moves. The sun with the heart and house is lovely for being at home and being close to others. It's a very warm energy that brings happiness in this space, whatever is this space specifically for you, Scorpio, this week. And the stork and clover and woman is another lovely message. Some really good things happening with this person. You could be doing things together. It could be a lucky encounter with them or a lucky opportunity with them. So there's lots of possibilities here, but the clover certainly brings this energy of luck and happiness. The sun and stork is similar. The stork and the sun and clover, are equally, not equally, the sun is stronger, but they're both very positive cards. And so they have the same effect with the stork. So another message for good things happening. The sun is also a card of healing, you know, the sun and the light. And so with this stork, there's a possibility of you letting go of something, of feeling liberated, and of feeling healed and relieved. So really nice cards. The heart and clover is beautiful feelings here, and the house and woman can be getting together with this person, or she could refer to someone in your inner circle, at home, with your family, or in some other space in your life. So any way you look at these cards, Scorpio, they are lovely for a relationship, for getting together with someone, for making positive changes, and being connected with this person and doing things together. Really nice cards. And they also apply in different contexts. So it could be a personal relationship, another sort of relationship, work, in some other context, or maybe even in a health environment. It's totally flexible. The sun with the clover and house is similar to what we saw, very similar to the top row. Really good space and happiness in that space. And the stork heart and woman is lovely for this connection and for the positive feelings with this person and doing things with them. So any way you look at these cards, Scorpio, they are lovely for this connection. Certainly make time for this person, have fun, enjoy good times together, do things together. And it's a great time for being active and for enjoying this company. Let me know what you make of these ideas. Very best of luck with them. I hope you resonate positively with this reading. Thank you for tuning in, Scorpio. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what's ahead for you this week. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your 3x2. It's looking a little bit tricky. We have the fox and clouds together. So this can cause some doubts and issues with a person or an offer, and I think an offer is likely as well. So the fish and moon is very much an offer, like we were saying, and it has to do with something work-related or money-related, business-related, or something practical. That's flexible depending on your specifics. Because the fish is often a card of money, and it has to do with work and business and those sorts of things. But it can be something practical or material in a more general way. So an offer comes through with the moon. And the tower and clouds can point to some question marks and some issues that you are going through. I think the issues are mainly about this offer. The tower is often a card of the past, but it's also a card of business and corporations and institutions, often things that are related to legal, admin, and those sorts of areas. So when we see it with the clouds, you could be going through some issues in this area. You could be working through a certain process or a procedure. In another sense, the tower is associated with people in authority or people at the top or offices at that level. And with the clouds, you could be working through something with those folks and having maybe some bottlenecks or some issues. I have to say, though, Sagittarius, that the clouds is not very dramatic. It's not a very challenging card. It causes a bit of confusion and potentially some stuckness. And so it's going to be important to work through these areas. Now, the fish and fox is very much a job or a project or something related to your activity. And there's probably a financial element here as well. But the clouds brings some doubts on this, or it brings challenges. So maybe, Sagittarius, you're having trouble with the job or with your work or in these practical areas of your life or some project that you're working through. And the fox can sometimes represent a person with the ring. It could certainly suggest that. And so with the clouds, you could be having doubts about this person. Maybe you're not, you're questioning the collaboration. Maybe you're not feeling it, and you're not feeling too good about it. So at this stage in this week, you could be revisiting this involvement. The tower and ring is a nice combination for a long-term relationship. It could also be related to a past time, and it's something you're continuing with. And the moon is a gentle card. So this would be a generally positive line, but because of these cards and the fox, there could be some doubt. So we can't really read it separately. And the moon, again, can point to an offer. So it seems to me, Sagittarius, that you're being presented with an opportunity or an offer, or there's a way forward, but you need to think about it. Maybe it's not 100% clear to you. Maybe you're not feeling it all the way. You could have some doubts, and you could be questioning some aspects of it. The fish and tower is really positive for long-term security, for things like retirement, pension, or stability in general. It also advises you to be cautious with money, to be more conservative, or other practical areas of your life. So you could be working on this aspect, and maybe you're following up as well on some processes or procedures like we were saying earlier. You might maybe have to spend on it as well. The fox and ring is a relationship or your work or some kind of commitment that you have. In terms of relationships, the fox is not usually good. It tends to point to someone who's a bit selfish, self-interested, those sorts of people. Otherwise, it's a good card for discipline and for being practical and being focused. So in terms of people, maybe not so much, Sagittarius, but in terms of your work and your commitment, it's a good idea to maintain your effort, maintain your routine, and to keep doing what you know you've got to do. The clouds and moon, again, this is this combination, the main combination that sheds doubt on this offer. There could also be other things going on behind the scenes that maybe are causing you to think through things. And also, the clouds and moon can bring out the dark side of the moon, so it can point to these inner thoughts, maybe some negativity, and those inner doubts as well. So because the clouds and moon are on the right-hand side as well, it's a good idea not to act on anything right away. It's best, Sagittarius, if you take some time to sort things through and to also sort through how you feel about this. And in the meantime, just keep following up what you need to do, keep working, keep up the effort, maintain this disciplined approach to your work or your activity. The fish with the ring and clouds is, again, bringing into question certain commitments, certain involvements, or this offer that comes through. I have to say, Sagittarius, that the fish and ring can also suggest your recurring costs, maybe something like a mortgage, a loan, or regular expenses and things like that. And this could be a good week to bring them under control, or maybe to review some of them, see if you can cut back, or see if you can improve the picture. And also, it's never a bad idea to get rid of things you don't need, right? And the tower with the fox and moon is clearly an offer or an invitation, and it could be job related or it could be something else, like we were saying, something administrative or practical. But I have to say, I have doubts about this, Sagittarius. You let me know how you're feeling it, but the clouds doesn't help the fox and doesn't help the moon. And even usually the fox and moon by itself can suggest an offer that's not so great. So I'm not saying turn it down. I'm not saying take an action. Actually, I'm saying the opposite. I'm suggesting, Sagittarius, that you take some time out to think about this. And if you have an intuition or doubt and you're not feeling it, then don't act on it. Take the time to think things through. There's no need to rush. And in the meantime, just keep doing what you're doing and maintain that consistent aspect. Also a good idea to review your expenses, your costs, maybe your routine in general. Anything that you feel is off, it's a good idea to review. And remember to be a bit more conservative and to focus on the long-term picture with your money. So let me know what you make of this, Sagittarius. I look forward to your feedback. I'd be interested to know in what area you feel this materialized. So very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Capricorn, here is your 3x2. It's looking lovely. You're getting a child, which is about new beginnings. I've seen a few signs this week with the child and pointing to this new opportunity. And with your cards, there are some very beautiful messages here with the flowers and the moon. And the house is also lovely with the garden. So it sounds like there's a happy space, a happy situation that you're in. The moon and flowers is a lovely combination for creativity. And actually with the child, I've got all three cards that point to creativity. So it's a good time for any sort of creative expression for you, Capricorn. And they're also good cards for invitations and celebrations. So definitely a good time for this sort of happy vibe and happy feeling. The garden and letter is news or an announcement or some kind of communication, and it could also be an invitation or an offer, just like we see with the moon and flowers. So this could be a good time to go places, to give and take, Capricorn, to accept invitations, or maybe even to extend them yourself and see how you enjoy this week. The moon with the letter on either side of the child, this is another suggestion for an invitation and an offer. And the child is about new beginnings. So you can look forward to a new chapter here. So very lovely cards. And the combinations are all confirming each other. The garden with the house and flowers is lovely for a gathering or a get-together. It's a good combination for celebrations as well, for having fun with others, inviting people, or going to other people's and getting together with others in general. And the flowers is also being a card of creativity. It can mean that you share your good, you share what you've got to offer, and enjoy these good times. So a really nice set of cards there's many different possibilities here, but it's all happy and there's celebration and expression. So whichever way this materializes for you, I would say embrace it, Capricorn. The moon and garden, here's another suggestion of an invitation. It could suggest nighttime or being outdoors, enjoying parties and things like that. And the child and house is a new space or a new environment. And the letter and flowers is lovely for some very good news and some very positive feedback. So really nice cards any way you look at them, Capricorn. Clearly suggesting invitations, gatherings, and opportunities and new connections. The garden with the child and flowers is very similar. This can point to a new environment, just like we saw with the house. And the child and flowers is lovely for a new opportunity and a celebration as well. And the moon, house, and letter, similar. Again, we're seeing the same idea across the different combinations. This is another suggestion of an invitation, and it could be a meeting. So really nice cards, Capricorn, clearly suggesting an opportunity or an invitation. They're nice cards for an offer of work, an offer of a project, perhaps some collaborations. Also great for relationships, meeting people, going out, and getting together. All very nice cards in all sorts of different contexts. We're not really seeing a focused context here. It can be home and family. It can be a child. It can be news of a child. That would be lovely as well. So the cards apply in these different contexts. Let me know what you make of this, Capricorn. I certainly hope you're receiving a wonderful piece of news here or an offer and enjoying some good times with others and celebrating. So very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aquarius, here is your 3x2. It's looking quite exciting. It looks like you're kicking something off with someone. There's a good connection here, and there's the lovely star, which is a card of wish fulfillment. We see it with the stork, which very much suggests that something that you want materializes. It's also a good idea to go after your goals and to pick up the pace and to make things happen. And it looks like this week you're going to have the opportunity to do just that. The mountain and fox can be a little bit tricky. The mountain can be an obstacle and the fox can be deceptive, but I'm more inclined to see these two, Aquarius, as having a job or having to go somewhere for that job or that project or that activity. And maybe it's online. The mountain can sometimes point to something online, perhaps also with the star. And so you want to get active and get going with this. Nevertheless, it's a good idea, Aquarius, with the fox to always be mindful, to be careful and strategic, and perhaps that with these people that you're collaborating with or involved with this week, it's a good idea to maintain an even kind of a tactful relationship. The star with the man and fox is lovely. Yes, the fox can be a tricky character, but with the star, there's some very positive vibes. So I feel the element of work, jobs, and this practical side of the fox is coming through more than its usually deceptive side. The woman and stork on either side, the mountain and stork on either side of the woman suggest some activity with this person, whoever these two people are, with you and the other person. You could be going places and getting busy and being active with this person. The Mountain can be a card that's related to a place abroad, like I just said. So maybe the story can mean that you're traveling or going places together to make this collaboration happen. In all cases, it's an active time. And if the Mountain represents an obstacle, the Stork really helps you overcome this. On top of this, we have the Star and Mountain. So very beautiful for achieving higher goals and, going for the top, as it were. The man and woman represents a relationship, and they could be any two people. They could be other people that you're working with, or it's you and this other person. That's flexible. And the Fox and Stork is really good for being active, for being disciplined, and for moving ahead with your goals. So a very good time to check things off your list, get things done, kick things off, and collaborate, Aquarius. And yes, the Fox is a little bit tricky, so it's a good idea to remain, like I said, tactful and strategic, and maybe even professional, but it's an active time. The Star with the Woman and Fox is very similar to the Man and Fox. It's identical. And same with the Mountain Man and Stork. It's like the Mountain Woman Stork. So the same ideas are coming through the diagonals. And again, it's an active time with this person. Now, because the Fox is it's not a really warm card, this might not be a personal relationship. I think it's more towards your activity, your work, or your projects. But in case it's more personal for you, Aquarius, or for some of you, then I think the relationship picks up. There could be a bit of a distance still here at play, but I think it moves forward. And you want to move forward carefully, so you don't want to mess anything up, So keep it easy, and I would say let go of expectations. There's no need to have any heavy expectations. Just move forward with the relationship. So let me know what you make of this, Aquarius. I certainly hope this is a positive collaboration for you and you're able to move forward and go after the things that you want. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Pisces, here is your 3x2. It's a lovely set of cards. It's really the flowers that makes everything bright, and everything else here is neutral, but together there's a lovely message here. The fish and flowers is very much about abundance and doing well. The fish is a card of money, and the flowers being a card of happiness, and it's associated with spring. So there is that feel of abundance and success that comes through this combination. You could be doing well financially, with your work, with your business, or maybe you're seeing the efforts pay off. It's a very nice combination in any context, really. The cross and road is a combination of being at crossroads, quite literally. So you might need to make a choice. You could be at a juncture, Pisces, where you need to make a decision. You might also have options, which is a good thing. But the cross being a bit of a heavier card, it can sometimes refer to burdens. So you might need to make a choice. It's also a good idea to move ahead and move forward with the path that is opening up to you. Maybe it's not easy because of the cross, Pisces, but I think it's part of your destiny. So you might want to embrace this and move ahead. The fish with the ship and road here, like these are travel cards, Pisces. Maybe you're going places. Maybe you're spending a little bit on some trips and travels. That could be what's ahead for you this week. What's also possible is that you're expanding and you're going after goals. And with the fish, it's great for your business, your projects, and maybe even your investments if that's what you're doing. But this is a pair or a triplet that encourages you to expand and to grow and to be willing to go beyond what you've been doing right now. You could also be pursuing business abroad or expanding your market and doing things like that. So all of these expansive situations or opportunities are very much with the cards. And it's also still a really good combination for money as well. The dog and flowers in the bottom row is lovely for relationships. There could be some happy friendships, some get-togethers, and the cross can add an element of destiny and things that are meant to be. So you could have an important connection here that you're reconnecting with. You could be expanding your circle along with these other cards here, and you could also be enjoying some good times and having support from others. So these are really supportive cards for relationships as well. In terms of business, they could be customers. With work, it could be colleagues. With family, it could be siblings. So it's flexible really depending on your specific context, but there's definitely support. And these people are important to you, at least at this time. The fish and cross is lovely for finances. It can mean that things are working out as destined, as meant to be. You could also have financial responsibilities, Pisces, and maybe you need to make some decisions in this area as well. The ship and dog is probably going places with people. You could be going out, going places, maybe even traveling, meeting people abroad, or getting together with others. They could also be customers, or, we could be looking at sales and trading and collaboration. It's very exciting, Pisces. I think you're going to be really busy this week. And the road and flowers is another lovely combination here with happiness and success, happiness as you pursue your goals, the idea of being fruitful, the idea of being productive, and also of being creative. So I think you can look forward to a lot of fulfillment and satisfaction this week, Pisces. I think you're seeing the efforts pay off, people being supportive, people coming through. You're able to expand and grow, maybe even travel and go to interesting places. It's quite busy. It's looking really full this week and also very fulfilling. And I think the area is mostly on your work and, the practical side of your life. But it could also be in other areas like with friends, family. You're getting together with them and having some happy times. So really nice cards across any context, Pisces. Let me know what you make of them. I certainly hope they resonate with you in these positive ways. As always, I look forward to your feedback. So very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself.